Good morning, dear viewers of Smart 24 TV. My name is Dr. Joseph Tinjewa. You're all welcome to this talk show as you enjoy your weekend. Thank you for the great work you are doing for yourself and for the country. And we are exceedingly honored and privileged to be with the Honorable Member of Parliament, Youth Parliamentary Representative, Eastern Uganda, Honorable Odoi Bernard Tusa. It's a pleasure to be with you, sir. Kindly greet the viewers.
It's always my singular pleasure and honor to interface with you, Doctor, to tap into the amazing wisdom that you present to this country over time.
Thank you.
I want to salute all our dear listeners and viewers that this is another opportunity for us to share and see to it that we reshape the future of our country. As a generation, we must redirect the interest of this country so that every young people, wherever they are, they benefit from the values of this country.
Thank you so much. We appreciate for the work you do. And before we started our talk show, I was, bringing to my attention and the attention now to the viewers that you represent a big constituency of 53 districts. And also 5 sub-regions of Uganda. And besides that, I know you are not, politically limited, boundary limited to only maybe Eastern Uganda, including the Western region.
Yes.
You are a representative of all youth of Uganda.
Yes.
So being with you and having our discussion tonight, this morning, looking at investment in sports industry, and the career development for citizens' economic progress. We will also be tackling the major question: will prioritization of sports industry and education career development steer up Uganda's economic fortunes? We have a lot to admire in the sports industry, and I come with this very question and a discussion deliberately, and calling upon those who support sports to support such talk show that will be able to come and discuss, sports, and also look at as well career development, because any human being, you can be what you can be because of how you plan for your career.
Yes.
At times there tend to be a blame game on everybody, and we human beings, we tend not to also acknowledge where we are weak. And when God created us, He gave us the power, He gave us the right to have dominion. So how you dominate, how you plan to dominate, that deals with the matter of career. Because how you want to dominate in this world, either in the economic perspective, either in the social aspect, either in the political, even including sports. Even others, they have either taken a direction, either to dominate in the spiritual leadership. But any human being, it's my quote of this weekend, as I will come, our other guest who is joining us, Dr. Ponchian Kabera, the head of education department of Victoria University. I say it categorically that any human being, you can be what you can be, because depending on how you plan for your career. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. This morning, we will be having such pertinent discussion. Stay tuned on Smart 24 TV as we welcome our dear guest, Dr. Ponchian Kabera. You are welcome straight away. Greet the viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Joseph, for inviting us today, and also meeting my brother here, Honorable.
The only one who's not a doctor on this forum.
Yeah, and I'm really very honored to be here.
Pleasure.
Deliberate on these very important issues pertaining the development of our country. And to our viewers, stay tuned. This is Smart 24. We are here to share with you, discuss with you, and get to know what can be done together to ascertain fundamental development and growth in our country. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So once again, it's a pleasure to have you. And I was saying this, I say it again, our topic of discussion has an area that is relating with. The topic of discussion is investment in sports industry and career development for citizen economic progress. in all that we do, we cannot go to take the path of lamenting, blame game, and downcast. I'm always a positive-minded person. We must progress. That's why our topic, they look at how we drive business towards achieving that. And briefly, as I welcome you to give us your package this morning to the viewers, we're saying that we look at the opportunities available with us as a country, and globally, they tend to be beyond what a human being can think. And we reveal it to the viewers to know that the sports industry, investing in the sports industry in itself, we have the research, some of you which you might have come across, the countries which all over, my dear Honorable MP, you understand very well the current generation and the Ugandans who are viewing us. We are much more being impressed by the international sports teams, league teams, and it even caused me, I want to say this without fear.
You want to admit?
Yes, I have to admit it. I felt a bit discouraged to watch these, the
Premier League.
The Premier Leagues, and up to now I don't belong to any. Because the time I began to see the decline of the sports progress of Nigeria, which was about to take Nigeria and also Senegal, when they were about to go into the Second World Cup. And by that time in 1995, I was a good youth and I used to watch football at St. Mary's College Shoroza, and we used to go to one of the neighborhood Reverend Father, because that hill, it is the headquarters of the diocese. And the time I began to see the decline of sports, especially football, and in our African context, I'm a Pan-African by the pure one, sure. I became discouraged. I say, why now should I take much more time only to participate in a game which I'm not part of? And number two, I have been able to know recent that there are some Ugandans who are doing a business of citing our talented youth. I think you know about it, yeah. And they sell them. It's like selling, it's a dealing. And they take them to Germany, they take them to some Arabian country, basically in the Western world countries.
It's a shoot business.
It's a business. And instead of developing them from here, and finally maybe we compete and we begin, our youth wins this medal, it protects the name of the country. That's number one, the image in terms of the sports industry. And number two, we are able to earn income whenever we do have such a successful progress. That means also it contributes to the economic growth. And it also a bit bothers me, and it's a pleasure that I'm with you tonight, this morning, to look at such aspect. Finally, I am also having reliable information. These countries which have invested in sports, it has contributed in thousands, in millions USA dollar to their GDP. One example is America. Another example, we have Germany, Britain, and others, France. And I look at this because you are a member of parliament, and besides being a citizen, and by the way, before I go on,
also a sportsman.
I want to appreciate you being a sportsman, and from your area to have our Ugandan, hero, Jacobo Kiplimo
and
Cheptegei. Congratulations to them. We celebrate their achievement, but we want to have more. I wish if we can have such kind of attention. Then deliberately, Doctor, we were saying when we were entering that career development, it is one of unresolved question why we are stuck on youth unemployment and generally the economic progress of humanity, especially for our case of Uganda. And this morning, maybe we'll come into the insight of that, which will give us a direction and will resolve the unresolved economic question, social and economic question. Allow me to welcome you, Honorable, to give us your package as we'll be coming to here.
Well, thank you, Doctor. And once again, I'm humbled to be by the sides of two doctors. Maybe going forward, I will tap the blessing to also study and become a doctor.
You will.
Now, for starters, you mentioned God in the beginning, and everything starts with God. I want to challenge ourselves that God, just like we see amazing structures, like these structures, God never created these structures. we see the technical team, the producers of this show. God didn't create this, but God created us. If you look at trees, God only created trees. But if you drive around, you'll find amazing furniture made by a human being. What am I saying? God has given us an opportunity to achieve almost whatever we want in this world. The challenge is entirely ours. I represent Eastern region from Jinja to Katakwi. That's the borders with Karamoja. My entire constituency, Eastern region, border districts with Kenya. We've seen amazing talent in Sebei, Joshua Cheptegei, Kiplimo. They're my good friends. We've had several interactions. We visited them in the camp.
We want one time to bring one here and tell us the
process. Actually, when they are back from Birmingham race, we'll organize and bring them actually here to encourage our citizens, the young people. Now, sports for me can be looked at as a recreation. Some people look at it as a physical activity for fitness. Sports industry is generally underlooked. It is misplaced in our country. And this is this cuts across Africa. We have huge, amazing talent across Africa. If you're talking about value addition, if you're talking about exportation of raw materials, we've, as a country, we've been addressing the issue of coffee, where government is saying, okay, we don't want to export raw material. Let's add value addition. I want the same analogy to come into sports. We have very talented young people. You have just said that there are scouts in this country. There are business people who identify talent and then fly them across for money to Europe, to Asia, and make quick money.
Exactly.
What if the approach changes and as a country, we look at this huge, immense human resource of our generation, the young people, and specifically deliberately identify talent. Nurture this talent, build them, and then we export ready goods. We've seen, and there's no debate about this, Cheptegei, without any much support, because he started this alone. It was his own initiative. Government only came in later to support. Now we have thousands of Cheptegeis in this country. Recently we had our young people, they went to Arusha, the boxers. Out of 14 medals in that tournament, Uganda won 9 medals. As we speak, they are in Birmingham to represent our country.
That's a blessing.
Now for me, the issue should be, as the young people, let's take time and professionally look at sports as a career. At a policy level, as a legislator, as a representative of the young people, 95% of sportsmen world over are actually youth.
They are youth, yeah.
You can't be a mzee of 50 years and then you want to develop your talent.
You can't.
So it is also incumbent upon us as legislators, as policy makers, to ensure there are favorable policies that will attract the attention of more young people so that they pick interest in sport, spend a lot of time to unearth their talent. Now, we recently, I think 2 years back, our good government, the NRM government, had come up with a very good policy that our sportsmen who represent our country should have a monthly stipend. That has not worked so well. We have so many of our people frustrated because this money has not reached them. It is incumbent upon now us, or me, who represent the young people, to ensure I follow up on this, to ensure we bring new policies, to ensure we enact favorable laws, that a young person down in Bayara, down in Bale, down in Soroti, in Tororo, in Molanda, has interest because he's seeing future, he's seeing government support in the development of sports as a career not as a by the way.
That's true. We continue to get interested in your submission about the policy framework and the government commitment, and which is very much more important, because the enabling environment, as you understand, matters of policy, it matters.
True.
I don't know, I will not unearth or go into the in-depth of what you're planning, but yet maybe you may give us a forecast what is intended to be done. Number one, as you cited the NRM government plan, the good thing I'm covered with most of these policies whenever I do analysis. I know your manifesto, the
Yes.
NRM manifesto, and the National Development Plan. And I also know other political parties. I normally help I've been helping I do even up to date, one of the political party to have the manifesto in place. And in this case, where the NRM, the ruling party, is driving the business of the country, even what other political parties might have planned to do, it is incumbent upon the NRM government and as well the party to ensure that they do look at what adds value, because there's what we call in policy making incrementalism. You'll be able to develop, to improve on what you have.
Yes, what's
because
already there.
Yes, you can never be the best.
Yeah.
You can always be the best when you are able to copy and co-opt what also others admire. So currently we have only one national stadium that is a bit inspiring, because when you compare it like those of South Africa, even like when we are competing, suppose wanted to host the African either Cup of Nations,
Exactly.
and maybe World Cup, because our competition should be even beyond Africa, we are a bit low. And the government investment into this seems to be very low. When we are talking about the unemployment, this is a comment I'm just giving. The unemployment in this country, if we had realized the potential opportunities in sports across board, whether volleyball, as you talked about, athletics, you talked about boxing, you talked about all that set of sports, we would be doing better.
Sure.
And this one doesn't need someone to first have a degree and a PhD.
No.
It's about setting deliberate institutions, sports institutions, you are right, which should have been planned too. Each sub-region of Uganda to be having a great stadium, at least you begin per each region, then sub-region, then deliberate way of educating the students. I mean, what is on the way? What is being planned to alleviate this?
This, I want to own this. I don't want to apportion blames to history. Since I am part of the current leadership at policy level as a member of parliament, I want to take this upon myself that we are 5 youth members of parliament. We also have a parliamentary forum on youth affairs, where we have a huge number of members of parliament who have subscribed to the tune of over 200. We have close to half of members of parliament who have subscribed to the parliamentary youth forum. Now, that is a huge number where we can have these conversations, and the membership cuts across. It has young people, it also has our adults who have been there for a long time. The conversation should start from there. Just recently, we moved across the country, in each and every sub-region of this country, as a parliamentary forum on youth affairs with fellow youth MPs. We moved through Western Uganda, Northern Uganda, Central Uganda, and Eastern Uganda. And we're having conversation with young people across the divide. Those who are in politics, those who are in religious leadership. We even went ahead and incorporated the student leadership of WUNSA, Uganda Students Association. We went ahead and brought the young people involved in businesses. We went ahead and incorporated in student leaders in high schools, in high institutions of learning. We gave them platform because we want to hear from them. What policies do you think might be favorable for you as young people who constitute 70% of the population? And 10 days ago, we launched what we call the Youth Manifesto at Sheraton here. We were happy that the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker of Parliament attended that. So in a nutshell, we have already summarized our working paper for the next 1 year. What we intend to bring on table, on the floor of Parliament, issues that affect young people. And this will cut across through sports, because we believe and know as a fact that the majority of sports people are young people. Through entertainment, if you look across world over and Uganda, the guys who are in entertainment business,
They're also making money.
Yes, there's huge money, and we are saying we need space. Government must support our young people, nurture these talents, give them space, support them, build them, and they will export this. We also looked at areas to do with art, performing art.
Yeah.
We've seen economies like Nigeria. There's huge support. There's huge economic boost from the arts industry. It's a virgin area that we believe as a country, as young people, we can tap. So going forward, we have summarized policies that we believe will be key in reshaping the issue of the young people, cutting across how to create jobs, and we believe sports is one of the major ways. So many people, there's no limitation in sports. Competition is very healthy in sports. And I can give you an example. Currently, we have the Oregon Championship in the US, where athletes are paid a lot of money. And this, I'm speaking on TV to encourage my brother, my sister, who is engaged in sports, who has been wondering, to tell them that there's huge future in this country. A gold medal in this current Oregon sport earns you $70,000. I don't know how.
$70,000.
$70,000. Silver earns you $35,000. Bronze earns you $22,000. This payment is up to the person who's number 8. Number 8, if you're number 8, you earn $5,000. Number 7 earns $6,000. Number 6 earns $7,000. Number 5 earns $11,000. We have lived in this country. You can work and retire, and you don't even smell $70,000 at once. Here we are speaking of 300 million in just one race of gold. Now just assume, as a country, we had very good atmosphere to support our young people, and we have certain Cheptegei's. We would be talking of $700,000 from one single tournament.
$700,000.
Yes, if we would have 10 Cheptegei's. So this is a huge economy that government must pick interest. As policymakers, we are interested in this, and we are going to root to support this industry.
Honorable, you've excited me very much. I've felt if I was there, maybe I go afresh.
But you can train the young people.
I attempted to be an athlete, but I was basically on my physical fitness improvement in my early 1995 there, 93. But at certain time, I also was having inside of me a zeal that I could do boxing. But I had to first work on my body because I was too tiny. And then finally I didn't have anyone to encourage me.
No, but you can now join. I do boxing, so you can join for your own health benefit. And also to encourage the people who look up to you. You're a doctor.
Yes.
Do you know millions, how many millions of young people you would encourage if they see you dressed in gloves as a doctor, you speak to them?
We shall talk after the talk show. You may recruit me because you encouraged me very much. Dear viewers, stay tuned on Smart 24 TV. In the next session, we are going to be having the first package of Dr. Pontian Kavera, and he will deal both also on the issues of sports industry and career development. Stay tuned and have a blessed weekend. It's on Smart 24 TV. You can get this.